Hey everyone, it's Anne Manera. Welcome to today's live color along. We are coloring back again on a Monday morning, and we are finishing up the second to the last page of color along volume 10. And then next Monday we will begin color along volume 11. So today I'm coloring with markers, and my markers that I'm using today are Moped ColourPep Maxi markers. I don't know why they call them that, but they're kind of thick. They have a nice tip on them. We're going to use a dot technique this morning. But before we start, let's say good morning to everyone. Hey, Alexandria. Good morning, Melody, my friend. Hey, Chris. Good morning, Holiday. Good morning, Holly. Hello, right? Hey, Heather. Talk about stumbling over my words. Sorry about that, Holly. Hey, Miss Miller. Ms. Miller, Lynn Miller. How are you this morning? Good morning, Brenda. Mary Ann's joined us this morning. Who else has joined us this morning? Alice. Good morning, Alice. I think I've gotten everybody. So a couple of things I want to talk about this morning at this morning's color along. Oh, Lisa's here with us this morning. Good morning, Lisa. A couple of things I want to talk about this morning at today's Lisa Esmond's joined us too. Good morning, Lisa. Hey, good morning, Cheryl. This morning's color along meeting. First of all, the last day for color along volume 10 is this Wednesday. Hey, Adina. And then we'll be starting color along volume 11 next Monday on February 4th, which is, we're going to talk about that this morning also. The other thing that's happening is that you can enter to win a physical copy of color along volume 11 by tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Eastern time, I believe is the deadline. I'm going to pin the comment so that you can go ahead and click on that link, and you can go ahead and enter to win a copy of that book. This copy that is being given away is being provided by an anonymous colorist, and who continues to remain anonymous. We always have this happen, and I think it's the most incredible part of live color alongs and everyone else that follows my Facebook page and supports my coloring books. It's unbelievable. So once again, someone has stepped up, and they are going to be purchasing a book to be shipped out to the winner. So, good morning, Amy. Good morning, Julie. I've got some pretty chatty dogs this morning. I don't know what is firing them up today, but right before I hit the live button, and they were certainly being a bunch of chatterboxes. So we've got to get Paisley settled so that she doesn't have any issues, apparently. So these are the markers I'm using. This is the page we're coloring this morning. And we're going to talk about color along volume 11. We're going to talk about the dots technique. Right, Paisley? Oh, Paisley. Hey, why don't you switch with her? Because this one's better. Here, take this toy instead. Okay, good. All right. So now that the dogs are all in their places, spoiled little things, we can get started. So you can go ahead and share this video because we're not in camp anymore, so we can share now. We got a little enthusiastic last week while we were in camp, and we weren't sharing videos, and we had to keep things, what happens in camp stays in camp type thing. So I have a piece of paper behind my page so that I can prevent bleed through of my markers, and this set of markers has 12, and they're washable. I've never really had to wash them off anywhere. It has a broad tip that has an angle, a little bit of an angle to it. So it has a nice tip to it so that you can actually color a bigger area, but you can also create dots. So enough to create as much of like multiple size dots because of how much you press down and you can also color a whole area. So we're going to be coloring this whole area of this bird first. I'm going to start out with the bird because he's just kind of screaming to, get some color on him. And I'm going to make him blue because in my world, birds are blue. I don't know about you. So I'm going to do the whole background of this guy, and then I'm going to add some dots to embellish it today. The only part that I don't like about these markers is that they do kind of bleed a little, like the ink will pull together. See, I was kind of getting that little bit of a ink situation going on. However, if you do not press down too hard, then you will not have that problem. And the other thing is that you could actually use that to your advantage and create some sort of a texture with it. So that is what is happening with these markers. I don't use them very often. I don't know why. Markers are not my favorite medium to use. I don't know why. I don't really know why they're not my favorite. I really love a colored pencil more than anything. Love a pastel, whether it's oil or chalk. I guess I don't really feel like I have as much artistic freedom with them. Hey, Beth Turner. Hey, Sarah. Sarah not feeling good? I hope you feel better soon, Sarah. A lot of nasty bugs going around. Isn't it crazy? Thank you for sharing that, everyone. Good morning, Marty. Good morning, Judy. Let's see if we can get that little number in the eyeball to hit 40 today. What do you guys think? Right now, it's up to 28. I'm pointing to it right now, but you don't see me pointing to it. But anyway, in the upper left-hand corner, there's that little eyeball, and it tells you how many people are viewing the video. And when I'm done with the video, I can actually see some statistics and see how many Facebook pages my video has reached. And just to give you an example, yesterday when I did Draw Live here on my Facebook page, that video reached 700 Facebook pages, and I think this morning it's up to 1,200. So that means that many people actually saw that video, or it came across that many Facebook pages, which is unbelievable. And I mentioned this while we were at camp, and I think it goes without saying that I should mention it again, but I'll give him an eye. There he goes, a little bit of an eye. I'm going to take my dark blue now, and I'm going to add some dots to kind of give him a little bit of an embellishment here on the bottom. Kind of like on his belly, I guess, and nice and close together. So while we were at camp, I had made this comment, and I'm going to make it again, just because I want to make sure that everyone kind of gets the gist of this, is that when you're commenting during these videos, it's not just the people that... It's not just the people that are watching that you see in the comments here. They can see what you're saying. It's anybody else that's on the internet, because whatever you put on the internet is there for all to see, right? So just be mindful about what you might want to comment about. Maybe you might want to kind of think twice before you share something that's a little bit too personal. And it's funny because I was just reading an article this morning about 13 things to delete from your Facebook page immediately. I need to find that link, actually. Very interesting. Lisa is asking a very good question. How do you minimize the pinpoint? And I'm going to, you figured it out? Okay, Lisa. So look, the eyeball's up to 30. Let's make our goal today 40. I mean, I watched some videos, and I was watching something the other day, and there were 695 people watching. Holy moly is all I have to say to that. Isn't that incredible? So that number will kind of go up and down based on how many people are following my Facebook page, and based on how many shares the video will get. So I'm coming up, as I go up this bird, back to the coloring chatter, right? As I go up the side of the bird's body, I'm going across, across the whole bird, but I'm making my dots further and further apart. And then I feel like he needs some clusters of dark blue dots on his tail, shaking a tail feather, right? So there's his eyeball. We've got his eyeball going on. Please post that link. Yeah, I need to find that link again, Chris, because it was very interesting. It was such common sense stuff, like your phone number and your credit card information, credit card numbers. Does anybody really put credit card numbers on their Facebook page? I mean, hello. I thought that was weird. I thought that was a weird thing to tell people to not do. I mean, have we really lost our minds that much that we're putting our credit card information? It was a little strange. But you don't know. You don't know what people are going to share. And it was funny because right before I read that, I was thinking of, talk about things that are attracted into your life, right? I was actually thinking about all of the videos that I have on my Facebook page from color-alongs, from past color-alongs, and thinking about going ahead and deleting some of them because some of them are just kind of shabby. I don't know, but so I don't know what to do about that. That's my my burning question of the day. Does anybody actually go back and watch videos from like 2016 or from a few years ago? Wow, I was going to say a couple of years ago, but that was 3 years ago, wasn't it? Does anybody actually go to my Facebook page and watch those videos from long ago? I don't know if they do. I feel like I need to delete them. I don't know how long that's going to take me. This is my first time using Moped markers. I really like them. I like them too, Lynn. I like them because, actually, they're kind of running out, so I've had them for a while. I like them because it's got a broad tip, and they remind me of a Crayola marker, but a Moped makes a really nice product. I like it. So I've got my every other of my sidewalk, and then I'm going to create some dots here without coloring this middle one. I'm going to leave it white. And I'm going to use this darker green. And just kind of putting them in a little bit of a cluster. Closer together. So the closer the dots are, then the closer you will, it'll look like the color is darker. The further apart they are, then it'll look like the color is lighter. So it's kind of one of those things where you kind of have to step back and kind of squint your eyes, maybe kind of like an impressionism type thing. So this is the dot technique, and I call this the dot technique because I'm embellishing my page in a sense, kind of accenting it a little bit, versus true pointillism, which is a totally different, I think it's totally different than the dot technique. I think dot technique or stippling is more of a craft type thing, versus pointillism is more of a fine arts thing. So when we move on to color along 11, and I want to show you that schedule. I have a graphic here. Let me see if I can flip it on here. There we go. So when you take a look at the schedule for color, we're going to talk about that for a second here. When you take a look at the schedule for color along 11, if you notice, put all the color alongs on your website, Anne, Bonnie is saying. I would love, 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 love to do that, Bonnie. And I'm going to tell you my biggest barrier of doing that, or the reason I am not doing that, is because I would need to download every single video, from my Facebook page and upload them to Google Drive. If that's something that you're interested in helping out with, I would love it. That's the problem. That's the problem I'm having. Hey, this is a little blurry. I'm not really sure why, but it's not your eyes. I guess it's the strain. So here's the color along volume 11 schedule. We start on Monday, February 4th, and we're going to be going over pointillism on that day, and we're going to dive a little deeper into what pointillism is and talk about some different artists in the pointillism genre, art movement, however we want to call it. And then on the 6th, we're going to be coloring a page in the style of Piet Mondrian, and we'll learn about that artist. So what will happen with these color alongs for volume 11 is they will be here, broadcast here on my Facebook page, free to watch by everyone that wants to watch them. And then if you have purchased the volume 11 book, then you'll be led into a private Facebook group, and that's where more information will be shared about the different types of things like pointillism, impressionism, Mondrian, the different artists as we move along. So that's how that's working. So people in that private Facebook group will have access to more information. And so the book is only $14.99, and it is available on Amazon. It's $14.99, and it's essentially like camp, I guess, twice a week. For 11 weeks, because we've got 22 color alongs that will go along with this book. So we've got 11 weeks of coloring, meeting every Monday at 10 a.m. and Eastern time, and every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Again, the replays will be there. The other thing happens is that the color alongs for volume 11 will be on my website. So color along 10, color alongs are on my website, Bonnie, and color along 11 videos will also be on there also. So I've been moving along with getting those on the website. But to go back to from the beginning of time, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's just so much of a project, because there's 9 books that would have to be 9 times 22. 9 times 22 color alongs. So this seems like there's an awful lot. So that's what's happening with that book. Volume 11, it's 22 live color along lessons. You get a private Facebook group. We're going to go over coloring lessons, coloring techniques. We're going to learn about famous artists, and we're going to apply art genres to coloring, which I don't think we've ever really talked about that. Bonnie's saying I haven't got a clue how to do that, things like that. I think it's really, I think I'm just gonna kind of go like move forward from Color Along 10 is on the website, Color Along 11 will be on the website and in that group, and just kind of take it from there. I feel like I'm gonna be going back in time and making things happen from like long ago, and then we'll have to get going. It's really kind of challenging, actually. It's challenging for me too. It's time consuming. The other part that's frustrating is that if I do too much of it at once, it might trigger like a I don't know, like a red flag with Facebook. Like, why am I doing all this? So we're going to learn a variety of coloring techniques with volume 11, including gel pens, crayons, markers, chalk pastels, oil pastels, watercolor pencils, gel crayons. It's going to teach you the stained glass effect in one of the lessons. We're going to go over the fresco technique, which is going to talk about some art from the Renaissance and the Baroque period, and how to color in style of artists such as Mondrian and Warhol. And then we're also going to do digital coloring during this. We're going to do some doodling. We're going to learn how to create texture. And we're going to talk about what is monochromatic technique. What's the monochromatic technique? So I think it's important to kind of move on to coloring and merge it with now what have we've gotten to the point where we've all been coloring for long enough that we know what we like to color, we know how to color, we know why we color, and I think that at this point, we it's time for us to learn something else, take it another level, take it another, move it into another layer of what do we need to do to make our coloring pages take it a step further, because you can only color with markers for so long and just kind of fill in the space. But now it's time to take a look and say, you know, why am I coloring it in that technique? Where is it actually happening? Lynn is saying maybe give us homework of reading materials about the artist. You know, I was thinking about that last night when I was watching Friends, and they took a class and they didn't read the book, and I thought to myself, this is so funny that they didn't read the book. Paisley says that she's agreeing with you, Lynn. Yeah, I think it's a good idea about the homework too, Lynn. Give us some reading materials. There'll definitely be links that will be on the private group. There'll be links to different artists. There'll be links to some videos that you can watch, and some information that will take it a step further. So yeah, there'll definitely be some homework, Lynn. I don't know if there'll be a test though. I don't think we should have a test. But wouldn't it be interesting to be able to compare maybe and we can do that. We'll do that while we're live and while we're doing a color along. We'll take a look at a famous painting, for example, and we'll compare it, and we'll take a look at it. Not really a critique, but take a look at the whole thing. Yeah, Lynn, it was a funny episode of Friends. Phoebe read the book but told Rachel a completely different story. And it was about Jane Eyre, and she told her that Jane Eyre was about a cyborg. I thought that was funny. I was cracking up. Hey, I've got to get Paisley to zip her lips here. What's the matter, Paisley? Here you go. No quizzes or tests, please. No, I'm not. We're not going to do a test. Would it be cool to do like a matching thing, though? That would be cool to have like an exercise where we actually, by the end of it, towards the end of it, and to kind of say, wow, I can really kind of match my knowledge and say, maybe have a list of different artist names and a list and some images of paintings, and we'll be able to actually match the name of the artist with the actual painting. So that would be kind of cool to be able to identify it. Don't you think, Chris? Volume 11, Lisa's saying, is going to be very adult coloring. I know. Adult in a good way, though, right? Adult in a G-rated way. Oh, I forgot this section here. It's going on and on. I was getting all involved about thinking of Jane Eyre being a cyborg. She could have been a cyborg, though. If she wore glasses, she would have been considered a cyborg. So there's my bottom section there with my green. Color along book, one a month. That's a good idea. I could try that. Just don't turn the lights off. I used to fall asleep during art history slides. I know, huh? Easy to do, isn't it? I know. I used to, and that was back in the day where it was like the slides, right? So we used to have, in the art history class that I took, we used to have people that were, it was like the slide person, and they would sit in the back with the slide projector, and they would come in with the whole tray of slides because nothing was digital then. Remember that? One time, the professor walked in with the whole tray of all those slides, like the carousel of slides, and she dropped it. And all the slides went flying all over the floor. It was a disaster. I don't remember what we ended up doing that day, but maybe she had another carousel set up. But that was pretty important to have that all in order. And then the slide guy was sitting in the back of the room, usually a student. It was like their what do you call it when you have like you work on campus for your as part of your tuition? What is that called? I was going to say work history, but that's not what it's called. What is that called? When you go to college and part of your tuition is you have a job. Like your financial aid type thing. Yeah, click, click, click. Wasn't it crazy? Imagine how it is today. I don't know how it is today. So I've got these. So I'm just going to continue on with my little mosaics here, my shapes. And just making clusters of them. Now, the other thing you could do is you could add different colors. But I'm going to stick with the same color with all of these. And I'm going to start with my same technique of kind of doing a cluster at the bottom. In no particular order. I don't want to make it so that it's like rows of dots. That would be boring. I'm not in a boring way today. I'm trying to keep things exciting today. I don't know. I've been live every day for how many days now? Let me see. 7, 8. This is day 9. Day 9. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself tomorrow because tomorrow I don't have a live video. I'm going to have to find something to do with myself. This morning, I actually was fast asleep at like 6:30, and that's kind of late for me. And usually I'm awake by then. And I was just like really asleep. And all of a sudden I heard this crazy noise in my house. Something fell. I don't know what it was. No idea. I'm not swatching today. Should I swatch? I'll get my book. I'll swatch. Work study. Thank you, Beth. Thank you. That's what it's called. Work study. Boy, I had like a brain freeze. I had painting class the day before camp. Oh God, so this is day 9. That's right, Lynn. I forgot about that. I don't know how I forgot about that. I'm gonna swatch my. I'm gonna take a commercial break here and swatch my colors. So, find my pen. My common problem. Cannot find a damn pen. Sarah is saying I'm off tomorrow, so I'm sleeping in. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So this is Color Along Volume 11, and it's me as the artist. So you would put the artist name here. And this is from, these charts are from my coloring page color chart book where you can just use anything. And this is a Moped markers. And I'm just let's just swatch every color that we have. So here's apple green. Here is some orange, our friend. What is it called? It's called fruity orange. So this one is apple green. And this one is fruity orange. You can also get these pages as a PDF on my website. I think they're $1.99. Something like that. Ultraviolet. Here's just black. 10 days. Yeah, 10 days. Oh, maybe they were, well, I'm sure they were AV Geeks. Judy's saying that I try to sleep in, but her dogs always wake her up. Yeah, me too. But this morning, I was sound asleep. And there was a noise. I don't know what it was. But it sounded like something was thrown down a flight of stairs. So I have searched everywhere in this whole house. I cannot find it. I don't know what happened. Hey, Abby. This is a pink color. It's called Lovely Pink. What a lovely name for Lovely Pink. Now see, the number in the corner is going down again. How does that happen? Should we share again? Should we do share, share, share again? Here's a yellow color. This one is called Sunny Yellow. Looks like a very happy person made the came up with these names. Red Kiss. One thing that's nice about these Moped products is that every product that they make has the same names. So you could get Red Kiss crayon. You could get, Plastic Clean. It's like a crayon color pencils. And Marina Blue. So their colored pencils have the same names, which I think is cool. Marina Blue. This one's called Green Gulf. Look how nice and dark they are. Not bad, huh? This one's Green Gulf. The next one is called Marshmallow. Marshmallow. Totally not what a marshmallow would look like, right? Completely not what a marshmallow. I hope not, anyway. Maybe Peeps would look like that. And this one's called Bubble Blue. Julie, you sure it wasn't the guy next door mowing? No, I don't know. It's definitely sounded like something was thrown down a flight of stairs. I have yet to figure out what it was. I don't know. I wasn't the only one that heard it, so who knows. So I'm going to do this one with pink. This is our color called Lovely Pink. Here's another one. And here's another one. Just to kind of get them all kind of mixed up a little bit, you know? Thanks, Heather. Pastel marshmallows, maybe. Oh, maybe, right? Maybe it's pastel marshmallows. Let's go with this. We'll use a marshmallow. I think that this is probably the only one in the set that looks really nothing like what the outside of the pen looks like, the outside of the marker. What's the matter, Scarlett? You have to go outside, sweetie? Hey, I've got to let Scarlett outside before she has a problem. Hang on. Okay, sorry about that. Marshmallow color. When the dog's gotta go, the dog's gotta go, right? My dogs are so good about making sure that they tell me when they have to go outside. Little troopers, especially in the bad weather. So as I come up here, even more. All right, now we've got to add some red into this, don't you think? Some sort of red somewhere. Add some red on this one. So sometimes with these dots, less is more, you know. You want to maybe use it as a complete embellishment. I mean, I could have used, is everything okay, Abby? I'm glad you're here, but thank you for, people are very conscious about, or very, you guys are great about, like, saying you're not going to be here or you're late. And, you know, I've attended so many things in person or even held in-person classes, and people have just not shown up. Nobody cares. Nobody calls. Totally different in this group. All right, so this one right here is kind of a cool one. kind of mesmerizing, isn't it? Kind of just like takes you to another place in your head. Just adding the dots. And I guess you could kind of make a pattern with these if you wanted to. Some people count them. Does anybody put dots on their coloring pages and they count them? I don't think I can do that. I draw the line. Draw the line. Yeah, you guys have manners. People don't have manners. I think it's where I live. Honestly. I really do think it's where I live. Not very nice in this area. It's like an East Coast, Upper East, East Coast thing. For those of you that might live in the eastern, like this portion of the, I don't know, New Hampshire's okay though. I don't know. What about the people in New Jersey, Lynn? You know? Add some dark blue here. So how cold is it where you guys are? I keep seeing that there's like some pretty frigid temperatures happening around the country. It's actually kind of nice outside here today. Isn't it weird? A lot of birds chirping. Oh, that must mean that there could be a storm though. And what other color should I add in here? Did I use red? I did, but I feel like I need to go back and add some more pink, maybe up here. Are the people in New Jersey nice or not nice, Lynn? That's what I'm asking. People around here are not nice. Some of them are, but I don't know what it is. Who's having a baby? Come to Florida. People are nasty. That's because a lot of people in Florida are from this area and they like to go to Florida. So they're just like the snowbirds that are transplanted. I bet that's why. 26 degrees where Melody is. Some people are nice. I ignore most people. I ignore most people too, Lynn. I'm with you. Go away. I want that doormat for my front door that says go away. Stormy weather's on its way with Lisa. Are you guys going to get snow? Yeah, the sun's shining here too. Wow, 52 in Florida. That's kind of cold for Florida, isn't it? So, I'm gathering from these comments that Abby's going to be a grandmother. Is that what's happening here? I'm totally lost. Is that what's going on? Somebody's having a baby in Abby's world. And I'm going to assume that it's not Abby that's having the baby, but I'm going to assume that it's maybe her daughter-in-law. I don't know. Her daughter? Or her son. Her head is in the ribs, feet down, so she will have a C-section. They say we are a friendly state, but where can I find them? We live in Georgia, right? I think that the people in the South are nicer. Like Virginia, West Virginia, like that. Georgia. Did a quick shopping trip, Lynn says, yesterday. No eye contact. Use the scanner gun so I could pack groceries. Scan the gun at the end and pay. Yeah, my supermarket doesn't have that scanner gun, but I wish they did. I went into, what store? But you know what I've noticed around here, too? Speaking of, like, no eye contact. Forget that. Around here, I go into a store and there's nobody at the register. The other day I went into a store and I went to pay and there were people walking around. There was not one person that worked there in sight in the entire store. To the point where they had a little bell at the register and I rang the bell and then I stood there and said, "Hello, is anybody here?" Which was crazy. And finally someone came out of the bathroom and it was like it was no big deal. Then I went into another store and the same thing happened. And I'm just, does anybody care that they've left the register? When do stores just not caring? I don't know what's going on. I mean, I know that you can't steal anything because the little sensor thing will make it go off, but you could put the little item over around it, right? They're calling for snow for us tonight. Will be our first. Yeah, we haven't really had snow. You haven't had snow, Heather? I'm surprised. Lisa is saying governor has already closed federal businesses tomorrow in anticipation. How much snow are you going to get? Chris is saying around here, if they're nice, you wonder what they want from you. I wonder. Yeah, same thing around here. No eye contact. I'm with Lynn. Don't look at me. Look away. Look away. Right, Lynn? Look away. Sometimes you go to a register in a store and no one says one word. They ring you up, no one speaks. Does that happen to you, Lynn? Well, you don't make eye contact and you just use your gun, the scanner gun. So, yeah, it's I don't know what's happening to this world. What happened to greet the customer when they walk in the door? Nope. Walk into a store, there's nobody there. They don't even care. I think people from the Northeast are kind of bold with their words, and the Southern people are more polite. Thank you, Alice. I agree with you. That is exactly what it is. They're bold. Maybe aggressive with things. I don't know. Totally different than the Southern hospitality. Go down to Mississippi, it's like total strangers kissing your butt. When Chris is telling us. Yeah, I would imagine that. It could be just a little, and Georgia shuts down. Yeah, you guys are wimps. You're really going to get 2 inches of snow and all of a sudden everyone's going to go boo-hoo, right? No, I'm only kidding. Around here, you get 2 inches of snow and people are cooking on the grill. Okay. And now, as far as my background, I want to put markers back there, but I'm not really sure that I want that, the lines. So I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to leave it white. Put some red over here, too. Now, as far as this bird, he looks like he needs something else. And where is my yellow? There you are. It ticks me off when a cashier doesn't even acknowledge you until they need the money. They don't even acknowledge you. I don't even know what it is. Lots of bless your heart in the South. I know. I think if someone said bless your heart around here, they'd probably look at you and say, and how much money should I be giving you? Lynn says, I wear sunglasses in the store so people look at me. Oh, so they don't or they do? Going to take hubby to the store. Love the page. See you later. Okay, Judy, we'll see you later. Thanks for joining us today. Beth is saying, I rang people up once and didn't talk because I was so sick that I couldn't. I had to wait for someone to come back from lunch before I could go home. Isn't it crazy? Yeah, New Hampshire people are not bold. I agree. It's kind of, I think it's more of the Boston, New York, New Jersey, Providence area. You know? Most stores here have great customer service. That's because Texans are just so nice, right? Convenience store clerks all greet you with a hello as soon as you walk in, Diana's saying. Yeah, it's not like that around here. Went to the most awkward baby shower over the weekend, Lisa's telling us, and it was as the most unfriendliest atmosphere. Maybe everyone was just a crank. You just want to be incognito? I'm going to put some yellow in here. And I don't know if we're really going to see it, but what's going to happen, I think, is it's going to almost look like green. I don't know why I've decided. I could put a little bit of yellow in there. This bird looks like he should be wearing some sunglasses, doesn't he? And then the only other thing I'm going to add to this is some brown at the bottom here to make it look like he's eating something. You're so sweet. Is that what it is? I don't know about the accent though. I talk to everybody too. I can talk to a pole. I agree with you, Abby. Hey, I'm gonna get my dogs. Check it out what I'm doing, Scarlett. Alice is saying, I'm from New York and I'm not bold, but I have lived in Georgia too. Yeah, I don't think anybody is. Anybody is bold, right? I think it's just, I don't know what it is. General thing. Abby says, be nice and say you're having a bad day. Yeah, I can talk to anybody, Abby, so it doesn't really make a difference. I don't know what it is. I'm going to put these so they're just a kind of a little bit of a speck. This is this bird seed, and I'm kind of feeling like it could be orange and it could be yellow. I don't know. The other day I went to the supermarket, and as I was coming out, this lady was putting her groceries in her car, in the trunk of her car, and she just looked at me as I walked by, said hello to me. I said, oh, hello, how are you? And she said, oh, it's just so cold. And she just kind of stood there, just kind of looking at the bags that were in her basket as she had her trunk open. And I said, you know what? Let me get those for you. And I put her bags in her trunk for her. And she said, oh, thank you so much. I'm just so tired, just so cold. It was really cold out that day. So I can imagine. Julie is saying, when you talk on the phone to Anne, one just listens. What are we talking about? Maybe I talk too much, Julie. I've been trying not to talk too much. All right, I still feel like my background needs something. Should I go with my yellow? Or should I go with... Oh, we could do something different. And we can just use a graphite pencil back there. Let's do that. I'm going to sharpen it. Lisa thinks it's more of an attitude more than geographic. Yeah, maybe you're right. I think you might be right. Yeah, people aren't used to being thanked, right, Heather? I'm going to use graphite pencil back here just because something different for this little guy. You think he needs a hat, Lynn? I don't know. So I'm just kind of I'm holding my pencil kind of at a little bit of an angle so I can get the edge of it rather than the point. You like the way I talk, Julie? It's this crazy accent I got going on. Drives me nuts. Drives me nuts, Julie. Drives me nuts. I can't listen to my color alongs, you know. Cannot stand the sound of my own voice. Can you guys stand the sound? Can you like listening to your own voice? The only one that I can listen to, this is weird, because when I do a podcast, I listen to that. Isn't that weird? People just need to be happy and respect one another. Abby's saying, I agree with you. At our stores, Diana is saying they'll even shop with you if you need, and they walk you out. Well, we're gonna come visit you. So when this video is over and I know how many Facebook pages it's reached, I will let you guys know. I will post a comment on my Facebook page and let you know how many Facebook pages this video actually reached. So the more Facebook pages the videos reach, the more companies will say yes to giving product away. So that's kind of a plus side about that. Yeah, so that's like the only plus. So there's that giveaway you can enter to win a copy of Color Along Volume 11 that's being given away and sponsored by an anonymous colorist. So that is so cool. Amazing. And here we are talking about people that aren't nice. The nicest people exist in the coloring book world and in the coloring communities. Thank you, Abby. I'm thinking this doesn't really look that great. But look at the difference with the graphite behind it. Nice contrast, isn't it? And I want this to kind of be darker at the bottom. I mean, I guess I could have used colored pencil as I was going up. But I'm not really sure. People in West Virginia talk to you anywhere you go, Melody is saying. Well, Melody, I've talked to you on the phone, and you're very, very nice. So... all right, what have we got going on here? Okay. I guess it looks okay. I don't know. All right, I think I'm happy with it. I'm not going to do anything. I could put a frame around it if I wanted. Kind of like box it in. But I kind of like the way it is. Leave it the way it is like that. If we didn't enjoy the sound of your voice, you wouldn't have so many followers. Thank you, Diana. How weird. It's weird. It feels weird, but thank you. I appreciate it. So this is my finished page. So we only have one more page left in this book. Can you believe it? Can you believe volume 10? Volume 10. You know, I just cannot even believe it. All right, so let's see what we've done so far. We'll do a quick snippet, a quick peek at this book and see what we've colored so far. So we did this page from Starry Shapes. This was a cross-hatching technique. And did we do this page? It must be in the back of the book. I must have not done that one. Watercolor technique from Frenzy with watercolor pencils. This was a lot of fun. Chris is saying, I love the blue on the bird and the green on the sidewalk. Yeah, nice contrast, isn't it? I love those two colors together. Here's another one that I did at the back of the book, apparently. Here's one that was kind of cool. Never imagined that just a close-up of rocks would actually create such texture and such, I don't know, such color, right? Here's one where we only used a purple pencil. This is from Autism Mantras. Being strong is the only choice I have. This could be used for, saying could be used for so many different things, not just autism. Here's another one that was kind of a surprise, right? A close-up of this page, and it was just kind of, we used chalk pastels. This was a lot of fun to color. This page kind of reminds me of, in the style of coloring books by Nola Hinsel. Nola Hinsel has some really nice grayscale coloring books, and that are a completely different look than most other grayscale photo coloring books. And she's got a couple of new books that are going to be coming out, so it's going to be kind of exciting to take a look, keep an eye out for those. Here's another one, Simple Bird Mosaic coloring book. This is what we did today with dots. Get rid of my blanks. Do you think these books should have blank pages between the pages so that you could not have bleed through? I thought about doing that, but I don't know if it would increase the price of the book, because it might increase the number of pages. Here's one where we did markers and we used a white pen to embellish. This is from Scarlett's View. Scarlett has her own book where everything she sees when she looks out the window. This is from Easy Mandalas. We did some blending and shading with colored pencils on this one. Here's one from Tribal Abstract where we used oil pastels. This was a lot of fun. What are the fantasy colors? On the, oh, you mean when we did the brick, the stone fireplace? Yeah, Nola has some nice books, and she's got a couple of new books that are going to be coming out that have like a 1920s feel to them. You have to take a look. She's got some nice books that are going to be coming out. I know she's been working on them. Here's one that's Fibromyalgia Mantras coloring book. This is Strength. This one we did with glitter gel pens. Here's the one we're doing on Wednesday. This will be the last page for this book. We did this one with just a number 2 pencil, one of my favorite ways to color something. You just never know how great it's actually going to come out with just that number 2 pencil. Here's one from Bursting Mandalas, again, blending and shading. I used Faber-Castell Polychromos on this one. So all of these videos for Color Along 10 are on my Facebook page. You could continue to go on And you can continue to go on my Facebook page and take a look at the videos from Color Along Volume 10. And if you wanted to still purchase this book, you could, and then you could just go back and just kind of follow along to watch the replays. You think it would be a waste of money? Yeah, I would rather not have. I think it would be too. It would be, because it would be. I mean, if the book's got 100 pages and I pop in blank pages, it would be 100 more. That's crazy. It would be very thick. Here's one that we did from Wonder Coloring Book. This one is cut up because this was our Tribal Abstract bookmarks page, and I don't really even know what I did with those bookmarks. Oh, here they are. We cut them up. Here's 2 of them, and these are our bookmarks. This one's from Lazy Waves. We did this with crayon, right? I think we just used crayon on that one. Here's another one we did with crayon, from Simple Objects. Another really Simple Objects grayscale illustration coloring book as opposed to photo coloring. Abstract Fever. Oh, I skipped this one. This one was just pinks, monochromatic with just pinks from Abstract Fever. And then here is this Floral Wreaths one we did with glitter gel pens. That was a lot of fun, nice and springy. I think that was a snowy day that we did that, so it was nice. And then here is Color Along Volume 10's. That's the only place this can be found. This is this Yellow Rose. And that was it. That's all we completed. Oh, we completed this one too. This, for some reason, didn't make it into the book. So Volume 10 owners got to get this page that they could print out. So that's Volume 10. So we'll be finished with this book on Wednesday. And then on next Monday, we'll be starting Volume 11. I just can't even believe that there's 11 volumes of these books. Never imagined. Never, ever imagined. Crazy. Okay, my friends. That's today's Color Along. Any questions about what's happening with Color Along Volume 11? Don't forget Coloring Campers. If you want to submit a page for the t-shirt, the deadline has been extended. I was asked to extend it. So the deadline's been extended until tomorrow at noon Eastern, which is Tuesday. And you can submit your page, and I'll be putting together a t-shirt and a sweatshirt based on finished pages from the Coloring Camp book. My mom is getting my laminated bookmarks. Oh, cool. Hey, you're welcome, Abby. You're welcome, Lynn. Thanks so much for joining me, everyone. So my next Color Along will be on Wednesday. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to be lost after 10 days straight of Color Alongs. I'm going to have to find something to do. I'm sure there's something that I need to do that I haven't done. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Thanks so much for joining today. Talk to you soon. See ya.